Is it cheaper to buy an outdoor shed or to go the DIY route? Or possibly hire a contractor? Let's find out. But why build one when I can build 5 and save big money? Here's how I did it. And here's the space that we're going to do it in. With inflation through the roof, everything has gotten so darn expensive. In fact, everything is nearly unaffordable. House prices, food, gas, even doctor's visits. It's all crazy. It's out of control. So DIYing has become a necessity in my life. I needed some outdoor storage badly, but I first got online and found a shed that was close to the size that I needed. Here's the one that I found that I loved. It was around $800, but with shipping, it was going to be $850. It doesn't come with a foundation. A windstorm might blow it away. And I actually checked the reviews for the first time in my life, and they were horrible. So I had to pass and I had to get creative. All right, let's talk turkey. Let's go over some money. First, I want to begin with if you hired a contractor to come out and build these custom sheds from the foundation up, how much it was going to cost for me. So each shed was going to cost around $6,000 to have custom contractors make this. This was ranging from pouring the concrete foundation, going over the rebar, going over the framing, the wood, the material, the roofing, the siding, the painting, you name it, everything from A to Z was going to be around $6,000. And like I said before, I needed 5 of these, so that was going to cost around $30,000. For me, this was not an avenue I could take, so DIYing was definitely looking more and more like the way to go. Oh, and I used these threaded anchors to secure the walls to the foundation. And off camera, I used 5-inch tap cons in each cavity as well. You see, I live in Florida, and sometimes the winds can get a little nasty. So I just wanted to make one extra step to secure these things to the foundation. Pretty important. But let's take a beat and let me clear something up. Hiring a professional to come out and build these sheds is absolutely okay. Nothing wrong with it. And the $6,000 price tag associated with it, I actually think is warranted. There's a lot of labor and a lot of material costs associated with this. Not to mention Mother Nature. A contractor that works outside has to deal with the outdoor weather elements, and it is brutal. And lately I've been doing a lot of projects outdoors, so I can relate. I definitely empathize with the pains of cold and rain. It can really muck up a schedule quickly. To give you an idea, I had 2 weeks in my build plan for this, and with my skills, I could easily accomplish that. But Mother Nature, with the rain and the cold, messed everything up, and these sheds actually took almost 2 months. So if you can afford to hire a contractor to come out and do it, by all means, go for it. Just make sure you get a good one. I will say that I've been in the construction industry for over 20 plus years, and craftsmanship has gone really down the crapper across the board with all trades. I'm not picking on tradesmen. There's just a whole new generation of tradesmen that are out there, and they're charging hefty prices and giving you crap work. That's just the reality of it. There's nothing wrong with it, but you have to find a good one. So check your references, get more than one estimate. There are plenty of great contractors out there. In case you're wondering about this yellow color, these are actually hardy panel boards, and they come pre-primed with this yellow undertone. So don't think I'm painting these bad boys yellow. That's kind of ugly. Nobody does a mustard shed, right? But this is my first time using this hardy panel, and although it's going to last a very long time with increased longevity, this was a real pain in the keister to work with. It's really dusty, it's extremely heavy, and I made a bunch of pre-cuts and leaned them against each shed, and I got a gust of wind that came over and knocked them down. It cracked each one in half, so they break easily through the construction process. But in the end, it does give you a primo look, and it does help with longevity. And remember how earlier I said doctor visits are expensive? Well, right before I started these sheds, I got a bad splinter and had to go to the ER. It cost me $8,600. Ouch. But where in life did things become this expensive? A splinter? Over $8,000? I'm not a doctor, and I know you're paying for experience. Not really about the procedure, but come on. $8,600? That's a bit much. It's kind of pricey if you ask me. But I guess no one is, so let's move forward. So far, I covered the cost of buying a shed and the cost of hiring a pro. The cost of the shed was $850, and times 5 of them, that was going to be over $4,000. To go with a pro, to build each shed, it was going to be $6,000. And to go with all 5 of them, it was going to be $30,000. Now let's talk about how much it cost me to make each one of these. First off, I decided to do 5 because if I ordered that amount of material in quantity, I got massive discounts from the hardware store. So that saved big. And my beautiful wife is a veteran that served our awesome country and was able to get me another 10% discount. So that's pretty cool, right? You gotta love the companies that offer veterans discounts. That's amazing. Now there's a lot of corporations out there that don't, and I badly want to bash them right now, but we're going to keep it classy, and we're just going to charge forward. Now, each one of these sheds cost me, are you ready? $940 each. Now, a couple of them ended up around $1,000 because, like I said before, the panel boards broke and I had to replace those. But each shed cost me $940. So let's do a little recap. The prefab shed was going to cost $850 each. The DIY route cost me $940 each. And to hire a pro, it was going to cost $6,000 each. But I know what you're thinking. I didn't charge labor on my DIY route. Well, of course I'm not charging labor because I'm building it for myself. And I'm not sacrificing my time because I'm not doing this instead of going to my job and working. This is on my time. Weekends, after hours, days off, etc. So if you're doing this as a DIY style for yourself, you're not looking to charge labor. That's where you're trying to save your money. So think about it that way. And in life, in my experience, it's not what you make, it's what you spend. So I'm not sacrificing my time. This is not a time versus a risk-reward situation. This is about saving money, and I saved a boatload. Oh, and by the way, these little cedar trims, I had these left over from another project, and I just added it for a little flair. I love how white, black, and brown go together. Here are the doors. Check this out. Here's the inside of the shed. Pretty sweet, right? And my really pretty, difficult wife talked me into doing a different style door for each shed. She ended up being right. I actually love it. See, my geometrical perfect mind wanted every door to be the exact same way. Boring. But she talked me into this, and I love it. So would you DIY it? I want to know.